So after seeing several other people post their top 20 of their collection or what they got this year, I decided to do it myself. Want to know what my top 20 are? Stick around. So welcome back, everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever you celebrate, as long as you were with family and friends and surrounded by loved ones and just try to forget about everything in 2020 so far, then that's the important thing. Celebrate however you choose. That's the greatest part. So earlier in the year, the boy who had 7 did a series of his top 100 9.8s. And I couldn't believe he had that many. But I actually counted. I'm up to 24 now, so I had a pretty good year. I also saw JP Budget Collecting, another channel on YouTube, which you guys should check out. He just did a top purchases that he got in 2020, and I really like the idea of that. So I hope he doesn't mind if he sees this. I'm kind of stealing your idea. I love it. I wanted to go through my top 20. So let's go through what I consider to be, not necessarily by monetary value, but the books that I liked the best for 2020. So at number 20, no, it's not Sleepwalker. I just put that there to cover something up. Kanan number 6. Get this out of here. First full appearance of Sabine Wren and Ezra Bridger and all the fun characters. And this book is blowing up, thankfully. And this is actually one of the books that I'm sending for my next submission. I'm just waiting for one more book to arrive, which I thought would actually be here by now. I thought it would be here 3 weeks ago. It's in tracking limbo right now, but we'll see. Anyway, I got a feeling this is going to get a good, maybe a 9.6. I'm hopeful. And the other one on the list, if you see my other video, I hit one, is the Red Hulk first appearance in the Atomic Comic variant. Now, this one, I'm thinking it's probably going to get more like a 9.2, 9.4. It's not a 9.8 candidate. But with Red Hulk on the horizon, with General Ross, and this being the harder to find variants, those are the 2 unrated books that I'm putting into my top 20 for 2020. Let's just hope for it. So this is theoretically going to turn into a little bit of a what's in the box, because I received one today that I wanted in this list, and thankfully I opened the majority of it already, because it was what's in the box, then what's in the bubble wrap, then what's in the envelope, then what's in the bubble wrap, then what's in the envelope, and I got it down to the last envelope. Okay, so you'll be seeing it at the same time as me. I could actually see the slab here, so that's where I knew where to stop. But it's a 9.8 slab that I just got, and I'm very happy to add this one to the collection. Secret Invasion number 1, a 9.8 white page. As everybody knows, that this one is being talked about very heavily with the MCU going forward. Again, this is going to be one of the books that, I should have actually said, I'm going to be also telling you whether my long-term plan on these books is to keep or flip. This is a flip. Red Hulk, when the time comes and the grade is right, will be a flip. Kanan will probably be a keep, unless I get a really, really great offer. Because, I'll figure the bag out later. I go gaga for Star Wars too much. I'm too much of a Star Wars fan, and it's been really super rekindled with The Mandalorian last week, and this season, and everything. So, moving on to number 16 on the list. It's an older one, and none of these books are high grade. Okay, just so you know that. Doctor Strange, 169. The first book that he had in his own title. It was Tales of Suspense. Tales to one of the tales. It was a tale. A long time ago, there was a tale. And I always get Tales to Astonish, Tales to Suspense, and mixed up. And I apologize. Just not good with words. But anyway, this was a 6.0. I got this on an online auction, and I'll be honest, I thought this was going to get a little bit higher grade. I wasn't expecting an 8 or anything, but I thought a 6.5, 7 when I looked at it. And anybody who knows my grading woes of 2020, you'll know that for me to be that close, I was actually very happy. I did pay for this to be pressed and cleaned by CBCS, and they dropped the ball and did not do it. They refunded me the money because they admitted that they screwed up. But anyway, got a 6.0. Presents really well. I like the coloring on it. So this one is a keep. This will be staying in my personal collection unless somehow I come across a higher grade. Any one of the books in this list will be swapped out for a high grade if I get it. Moving to number 15. Ta-da! Secret Wars 9.2. Now this actually is exactly what I was talking about. I have an 8.5 that I was very happy with, and I found a raw, and it came in beautiful condition, and actually I was a little disappointed at the fact that it's got a 9.2, and if you watch my CGC video with unexpected results, I did my own pressing on this, and this suffers from pebbling, and I had to look that up, and that's because the silicone sheet that I have has a porous texture to it, and it imprinted the covers with a porous pebbling look to it. Now this actually is a very simple thing to fix, but I just don't feel like cracking the slab and doing that. So but it presents beautifully. I love the color, I love the edges, love the spine, and I'm happy with a 9.2 until I get a better one. We'll see what happens. So moving on to number 14, Young Avengers number 1. This is another one of the books that is blowing up, and well, it's actually died down a little bit recently, but still 9.6s, 9.8s are not easy to get in the top grades. And I bought this one on a raw, and on this one I succeeded in pressing. Yay! I'm still learning, and I'm not gonna make a video till I really do know what I'm doing. So this was one that I was very happy to get, and this will. If they come out with a Young Avengers movie and this really explodes, I'll flip it. Other than that, and it just goes up like an average book, I'm gonna keep that one. We have another 9.6 here. What do we? Marvel .1. I actually had 2 of these, and I just sold one. It was an 8.5. I got the 9.6, another one of the ones that I got and pressed, and again, I was very happy with that. This is first full appearance and cover appearance of Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, and she's got her own series coming on to Disney Plus, the animated series. And is it animated? I don't know. Make sure they got an actress that looks like her. Maybe both. We'll see. But anyway, this is, until further notice, a keep. Because I've actually had people saw this on my wall behind me and messaged me, asked me if I would sell it. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. This one's actually kind of funny. You're going to be surprised that it's showing up as high as it is on this countdown. And it's because it's got a funny story. Thor number 5, first appearance of Black Winter. Now, I got this one in a raw. And I got number 4 and 5 together for a really good price during the height of the hype. Okay, this is when people were paying $45, $50 for just this in the raw. And I got 4 and 5 in really good condition for $40. So I was very happy to get that. And when the guy shipped it to me, he sent it in one of the envelopes and did not put any kind of a board or anything else. And what did the postmaster do? They folded it and shoved it into my mailbox. So then I take out this V-shaped book. I'm like, no, you've got to be kidding me. So I have been sending off a bunch. At that point, I was sending books off to be pressed and cleaned. And I threw that one in. And I wanted to see what it would do. Could it take that out? And he did. He actually did an excellent job on that. And when it came in, I was like, okay, cool. And I got this super hot book, and it looks really great. I'm going to send it off for grading. And while I was waiting for it to grade, they killed off Dark Winter, and the price dropped down to, I think they were selling them for like $70 for a 9.8 on eBay. I'm like, that's less than I paid for the book and the grading and the pressing. And I stuck it in the back container, and it's a 9.8, whatever. And now all of a sudden, Kate is saying, no, I'm not done with Black Winter. He's not dead yet. So now the book is blowing back up again. I'm like, hey, thank God I still have it. This is a flip, okay? This is way too much of a roller coaster. Even though it does create a memory for me, it's not exactly the greatest memory. It's a learning experience more than a memory. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Number 13. Ooh, a recent addition is My Ultimate Fallout number 4, second printing, Pacelli cover, 9.8. I had gotten a raw, and I pressed it, cleaned it, sent it off. The guy said it was probably about a 9.2, and I got a 9.6. I'm like, oh, so close. I really want to get that 9.8. I still have the 9.6. I wanted the 9.8. The 9.6, when Miles goes back up again, I will be flipping. 9.8, I just love this cover. I love everything about this book. I'm keeping this one. This one is a personal collection, and I just recently purchased this one. I got a really good buy because he said there were tremendous scuff marks on the front cover, and I mean, you guys are looking at this. I can try to tilt it a little bit if you want. You get right about where the light flash is. Dang, I stink at this, don't I? There. Okay. Yeah, you really can't even see it. Anyway, there's not much of a scuff mark on there. So, moving onward. There's a CBCS. And it is my Invincible Iron Man number 7. Cameo appearance anyway, of Riri Williams. I do have a number 9 out for grading right now. Not including this in the collection because I don't know what the grade is going to be. So, but this is a 9.8. This was another one of the ones that was supposed to be pressed and cleaned. Anything by CBCS you see behind me is probably part of that lot. It came back at 9.8. So even without pressing and cleaning, it was a 9.8. It's a great book. I loved it. And this is probably going to be a keep. Now, just as I'm flipping books here, I just want to say that when it comes to PGX, I don't trust a 9.8 as far as I can throw it. And, I'm getting old, so I can't throw it that far. When it comes to CBCS, I understand that it's a little bit less as far as resale value, but I consider the grading standards to be the same. I think that the reason CBCS is less is because before this year, they really did not have any kind of a database to show census and population reports, which they have now, but I've looked at them, and a lot of times I'm holding one in my hand, and it says that there's 0. I'm like, you guys made this, okay? So I don't think it's accurate yet. I think it still has a lot to do. Also, people never really liked their cases for a long time. Their new cases, though, are really great. I think their labeling is a lot better. They're coming up, and I think with their other services that they offer, in the long run, CBCS will be apples to apples when it comes to CGC. That's my opinion. This was one of the ones I got back in my CGC submission from hell, but it was a 9.8, and I was very happy about that. Just because I love the cover. I love Dr. Seuss. He's so cool. And I have all 4 covers, and this one I picked up right off the shelf, sent it in, got a 9.8, and it was just, it's a way to turn something that was $3.99 plus a little pressing into something that's worth buying. And this is going to be a keep. I'm sorry, this is a keep forever. I just love that one. It's one of my first submissions that I really went into, and my first CGC submission, period, and one of the first 9.8s I ever got that way. This one also came from the CGC submission from hell, and I know it's not a tremendously valuable book, but it was the last book that my wife took out of the box, and it's the 1 in 25 variant cover for the 9.8. It's the golden cover, I believe it's called. And my wife is a tremendous Boba Fett fan. So when we got it out, and I looked at it and went, well, you like Boba Fett. Would you like it? And she's like, yep. No, not even a hesitation. I don't know. No, and anybody who's married knows that you get a definite answer from your wife, you jump on it. So she really liked it. So I'm fantastic. You got a Boba Fett book at a 9.8. It makes me happy that was something that really good that came out of that whole submission, which that day really wasn't my happiest. Moving on. Ooh, now this one was, I believe, the first 9.8 that I took out of that box. It was my Strange Academy number 1. Yeah, this is another one that I got to the store and I pulled 4 or 5 copies off the shelf, and I looked at it and said, that one's the best one, but boom, got my 9.8. And I love the cover. I love how it's blowing up. This is going to be part of my personal collection going forward. Matter of fact, yes. Well, I can't even tell. But, yeah, I was very happy to get that one. This one I just recently picked up, and I got a decent price on it, but anybody who knows the prices of it knows that it was not cheap. But I think in the long run is worth it. Something is Killing the Children, #1. This is not the foil. This is a real one. From September 2019. 1919. Yeah, it's over 100 years old. You're going to love this book. It's a 9.8 white page. I also do have the Frisian. I have the variant. I have actually both variants. And this, I think, will be up there with the Walking Dead / Stranger Things / this. There's no way they can't make this into a show. It's too good. There's too much meat there, and the way they do the stories, they're like every couple issues, it has an end point and a beginning point. So as a new reader, you can jump in and not be totally lost. And which are really good for TV shows. And this unless again this is probably going to be staying in my personal collection. I'm thinking everything in here is, well, we'll see. Until further notice, all of these stay in my personal collection. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are remaining. Okay. Oh, yes. First expensive raw book I had bought in a long time. And Clone Wars, #1. In a 9.4. This was also not cleaned and pressed as it was supposed to be. This easily could be a 9.6. Actually, I thought it had a chance for a 9.8, but just the fact that it did not get cleaned and pressed, and looking at the greatest notes, this could easily be a 9.6, and it may still be at some point in my life. But if it is, it'll be CGC. But this one, I love the character of Ahsoka Tano. I love Star Wars. I love what they're doing with it. That being said, I still may flip this in the future when the Ahsoka Tano series hits, but only if it makes I don't know. I don't think I can. No, I don't think I can. It's got to stay with me. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's artwork. I bought that with the intention of flipping it, and I fell in love with the book. Okay. Now, this one was another CBCS submission. The next two actually are. And this one I got as a $40 book and sent it off, and I thought it was cool. And while it was gone is when Chadwick passed away. And everybody started talking about Shuri becoming the next Black Panther. So when I sent this off, I didn't even really think anything other than it's a good $100 book, And while it was gone, that's when the whole world started blowing up with this book. And I was freaking out because CBCS has a 10-month waiting time for their pressing and cleaning. In a way, I'm glad they didn't do it because it still wouldn't have been back. I think it was supposed to be back in April, and I sent it off in July. So it was, July 2020 to April 2021. I was flipping out thinking this book is it's peaking now. I wish I had it right now. I could sell it, and then it's diving down. But I got it back, and I got the 9.8. I'm thinking, you know what? I will flip this book in the future, but not now. Because I don't see any way possible that they don't make Shuri the next Black Panther. And when that announcement comes, this is going to go to another level. That, along with the Shuri series, I would recommend, if you can find it, Shuri #2, the second printing, the black and white cover, very low print, and I've got one out for grading, and if you can find it, that's where you should look. Shuri 1, 2, 3 are all low print. Second printings are even lower. So, that one probably going to stay personal collection, but we'll see how much it goes for when they make that announcement. This one, again, was also in the same collection. Did not get pressed and cleaned. I still got my 5.0 on it. 5.0, sorry. 9.8. Yeah, if you saw that video of where I opened up the CGC, that you understand why I got 5.0 on the brain. But this was a $45 book that I got, and it looked really good. I sent it in. I got my 9.8 on it in the CBCS. Based on how much I made, how much I paid for this, I mean, I'm in for, what, $75 total? Maybe? yeah, I could make a lot of money on this, but I like this book, and I don't think I'll, there's no point in me selling it and trying to get it again because I'd like to have that in my collection. This is going to stay in my personal collection. We're down to the top 3, guys. And I'll tell you right now, all 3 of these will never leave my personal collection. Okay, number 3. Batman Adventures number 1. Sorry, I just got number 2, so that's why. But with it was supposed to be signed and remark from Peach Momoko, and I flipped out when I opened the box because it wasn't a remark, it was a sketch. And I was not expecting a sketch. And you can see that. Okay, she uses multiple marker colors. She's got purple, she's got black, she's got white, and she's got the signature, and she's got a heart because, it's been a while since we've seen each other, and, we're all aflame. I'm kidding. But, yeah, I absolutely flipped out when I saw this, and I'll never be able to recreate that feeling. I got this for the sole intention of flipping it, and when I reacted to it, there's no way I'm ever going to. So, we're going on to number 2. Now, number 2, I know people who have been watching all my videos are probably going to expect this to be number 1 based on my reaction the other day, but it made it to number 2, and when you see number 1, you'll understand why. Number 2 is the Tales of Suspense, number 39, that I just got from The Boy Who Had 7. I answered Matt's trivia question, his last trivia question on his last video, about what characters he likes, and he actually watched the last video, and he was very happy with it, and he understands how much that he and his, not just, his collection, it's nice, yeah, but the way he talked to everybody and, related to everybody, had fun, talked about his personal life. You never met the person, but you became friends with him. And I got this book from him. I'm never going to get rid of this book. I'm just not going to. Okay, so I don't care if somebody offered me $5,000 for it. I'm not selling that book. And number 1 on the list. This one's for Grandma. Sorry, that's why, Matt, you got bumped out, because Grandma's book is in here. Go back in videos and you'll see that I talked about this book. It was a book that I was reading when I had heat stroke when I was a kid, and I blacked out. My grandmother, trying to save my life, poured a bucket of cool water over me to try to lower my core body temperature before I had brain damage and everything else. And the only thing I cared about was the fact that she ruined my comic book. And it was XMen number 165. So I picked up this year a copy of XMen 165. I did not have the newsstand edition back then, so I did not get the newsstand edition. And it is a white page. It's the same condition as the book I was reading, probably better because I didn't really take care of my books when I was that young. And this is my way of saying, Grandma, I love you. Every time I see that book, I get this crazy memory of when I was a kid and with the closest member of my family. So, guys, I hope that you found this cute little trip through 2020 to be fun. Next year, I'll try to speed it up a little faster and have a better stand so it doesn't fall over. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. We're getting close to 90. Remember, at 100 subscribers, I will be having a giveaway, and it will not be any of these 20. Just but I will be having some good books in there. I'm not going to be giving, like crap that you get out of the dollar box. I'm going to be giving a couple books that I think anybody would be happy to have. And like, subscribe. Everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. As always, I'm out.